Rob's not with us tonight, he's on leave or vacation, so. This is Dave Hardy, myself, Gary Huber, and our clerk, treasurer, Sandra Thompson. So. I'll take a motion for the approval of minutes, and dockets, and utility adjustments.
I'll make that motion.
Dave made a motion, to approve, so all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
2-0 carries. Reports, Ken's not here, so he's at National Night Out, so. Jason, street sanitation,
Start off with next, I think it's Tuesday, the 11th. They're gonna start milling the streets that will be paved, which is Judson Street, Jefferson Street, and Lester Street. I was like, it starts with, no, what is it? Lester Street, they'll start milling on the 11th and paving on the 12th and 13th. They believe they'll be done by the 13th. After Dave went and looked at some meters today, I'm gonna have to call Jake back again because part of the meters that we replaced at the beginning of June, batteries are done again. When I looked last week, when I replaced batteries on what had been sent back to us, they were working, but Dave looked today, so we're gonna have another round of issues with parking meters.
alright, we'll go to him.
We're going through our annual wet test this week to be sure everything is good at the waste treatment plant. And as a reminder, the town has up for closed bid for sale, sealed bid for sale, a 2002 F-450 that includes a snowplow and sander with a minimum bid of $5,000, and a 1992 street sweeper with a minimum bid of $1,500. Bids have to be turned in by September 1st by 4 p.m. at the town hall.
Okay. Alright. Randy, fire?
We had 6 EMA runs, 3 fire runs, ladder test was done last month, everything passed.
Okay.
Good news.
Better than last year, cause we had 2 fail.
Alright, cool.
Yep,
Brandon?
the pool closed August 2nd. We had a total of 8,658 swimmers from the end of May to the beginning of August. We had 43 parties over that time period. We sold 26 family passes, 8 individual passes. We had 106 swim lessons and 13 lifeguard saves. We had a total of 6 free swim days that were sponsored this year, which was nice. And there were 34 duck derby sponsors. The duck derby rained that day, but we were still able to have it. And we had some participants for some of the diving board games, so that was nice. Gave out a lot of nice things. We're having some problems with pay-go still, and the internet still isn't where it needs to be, and the slide pump stopped working, but Jason's on that, and we've all talked about that earlier, but just put that on there. Some improvements for the next season, we could use some more chairs. Several of them were broken, so we had to get rid of them, and I have those numbers down below. The concession stands shelf, so outside the concession stand windows, that piece of wood that's there, that shelf out there where we put the food on, a piece of it has came apart, there's a hole in it, so that could potentially be an area of improvement to replace that. And potentially some cameras, I know that was talked about earlier the year, as well as some new changing tables in the women's restroom. Jason and I have worked work together for August 8th to be the day at 3 p.m. to put the cover on. That's so good to go. Alright, got some staff members coming to help with that. And the sound system works great, so that's positive.
Alright, so August 8th is the covering.
3 o'clock, is that the time?
Yep, that's what I told employees.
And I talked to Gabby from Renaissance today, and she said to close the pool, it just needs to be, swept, skimmed, algicide dumped in, chlorine, and put the cover on. Is that right, Jason? Am I missing anything?
The only other thing, we have to drop the water
Oh, yeah,
level
drop the water below the grates.
below the, gutter inlets and the return jets.
So sweep, skin, of course, water dropped. And what else?
Shock it and algicide, which the algicide has already been put in it, and the chlorine pump, they delivered it this morning. We transferred part of the bulk chlorine into the pool today. We'll do the rest of it Friday, just so that as it is operating, it does still have chlorine in the bulk tank to put in the pool should it need it.
Sounds like a plan.
Is that a similar total swim number, 8,600, compared to last year?
I can look it up. Okay, she said she could look it up.
Just curious, it's not, because I don't think we had as many rain out afternoons as we did a year ago.
Yeah,
Yeah,
was
weather last year was rough.
Yes.
a couple days.
I'll find it and report back.
Okay. Alright, Brenda, park.
We've got 7 trees that are, the leaves are turning brown, and, I contacted Dan Fry to look at them. And he also has a horticulturist that he contacted. They think it's from dicamba, that is a spray farmers use. And they causes, when it's hot and dry like we've had, causes the leaves to burn, exfoliate, turn brown, exfoliate. He did say we should document, maybe notify the town attorney about this, since it's so many. He thought some of them would recover, I'm trying to read all the notes he sent me. He thought some of them would come out next spring with leaves, But for the smaller maple by the bathroom, he said, thought it probably was gone. It was one of our newer trees that we planted. And also he said conditions will play a role, such if it's drought into the year, it'll increase stress on the trees too. It's even the trees up along there on the knoll by the school, they're even got brown on that. That one in front, I think everybody's nose dead. I've had a lot of people tell me about, in fact, somebody put a post on Facebook. But I went and drove around, and Dan was right, there's about 7 trees got this. So, kind of documenting here that we're aware of it, and the horticulturist, the arborist he contacted felt it was dicamba, dicamba, that was causing it. So, doing this just so we can document it, and hopefully they come back out of it.
2,4-D. That's
Is that what that is? Okay. So, and then I want to kind of give you an update. I'm still working on the park sign. I don't give up easy, guys, you'll learn. And I'm doing it because I think most of you might know Petey has multiple myeloma. Now, he's had some good results with some of the treatments he's had. But he was wanting it done. He designed it, wanted it done in memory of Sophie. I haven't had luck with grants because they're going to food programs and things like that, which is fine, which is where it should go. So I've gone around begging in town, and I've got in-kind donations of blocks and bricks for the base. I've got $40 off of a cubic yard for the concrete from IMI. I'm been working with John Combs to find what's the best metal to be used and how it should be welded for the, this all welded lettering. And, so John's been a big help on that. I had 3 estimates, the best one was 11,000, that's the expensive part, needless to say, but it's steel and gotta be, and, it's gotta be powder coated. But I've talked with Austin, Hera at Bloomfield Manufacturing. He's gonna donate the powder coating. He's gonna donate $1,000. I've been to some of the others, but they said, we wanna see what Austin's going to do. So I've been busy with fair and gardening projects, but I hope to next week, I'm gonna go around and hit a lot of other businesses in town and see what I can get. So that's kind of where I am.
Sounds good. Well, any other things? We don't have any old business, our new business is kind of been scratched, so, nothing to vote on really tonight, so. We'll open it up to the public. John?
Yeah, I got one little question, and then I was curious, what's that park thing you're talking about?
It's a park sign to put in the front of the park.
Park sign put in front of the park?
Yep. It'll be in metal letters on a block and brick wall. So it'll be the same height
Have you
as.
tried any other concrete companies other than
IMI?
IMI?
No, I do not. Who else? Can I go
Jones
to?
and Sons.
Okay, all right.
Go, you know,
That's his.
contact the workers.
John's got a good contact there.
Okay. They're donating the blocks, but I didn't know that they could do the concrete also.
They got a plant in Linton, which to pour, to batch it, but you contact the Washington office, or you can contact the Terre Haute office, which is where Kirk Jones, the president,
Can I just go over to the Bloomfield one and then they could contact him, or would you better
They-
if I go to the,
I contacted the Terre Haute office, probably be the answer, or Washington
Okay.
office. The Bloomfield office can probably help you in the Woody Baker, he can probably direct you, or get hold of Fred Nett over here at the Bloomfield office. Go over there, the little gray building to the left, and
Fred Nip?
Fred Nett,
Okay.
and see if they can help you out a little bit on that too.
Okay.
And
I'll do anything I can to get the cost down, because it's not a cheap sign.
curiosity too, has anybody ever thought about beautifying the gazebo?
That is not, when I get this done, that's my next project.
I'm just curious, I mean, it's sitting there and,
No,
if
that is,
if anybody wanna put on a concert or any kind of little thing, I know we at Apple Festival, we drive a trailer down there at the end of by the highway, which is noisy and flat and out in the middle of the sun, but if people wanna see something on the gazebo side, maybe taking off the railing and remortaring all brick, which would
it needs to be repointed.
and you got the hillside for people to sit on, and obviously look at that and please see.
No, after I get this done, that's my next project.
Okay, I was just
I
curious
have things in
about
order.
that. I'm just curious about that in general.
We've talked about it.
And, last time I was at a meeting, I missed a meeting because I was on vacation, but I remember Jason over there, saying how the curbs around town are so low. And I drove around looking at the curbs, and he's absolutely right. There's places that are less than 2 inches. There is, by the state of Indiana, curbs should be at least 3 to 5 inches tall. And the state has, you see where so many streets are putting their curbs in and the safety accessibility, that's a grant. That same grant will have, where the state will give you money to redo your curbs and make them higher for proper drainage and stuff like that. And, I mean, I looked it all up, so on, like, to make it more drainage accessible, because obviously we got a drainage problem in general. The other question I have in general is, have we ever in this town, in general, you thought about probably trying to bring something into this town in general. Tourism of some sort. I mean, if you get somebody that you meet somebody or somebody from out of state that you've never ever has never lived around here whatsoever, what's the first place you take them to go see in this town?
Trestle.
Trestle.
The Trestle.
Trestle.
Okay, the Trestle. And it's one of the world's biggest ones. Okay? We have a U.S. highway that goes from Chicago, Illinois to the Gulf of Mexico. Runs right through our town. We have a interstate that comes right by this town. Okay? We also have a covered bridge. It's only one of two in the state of Indiana that you can still drive through. And you can go see it. The Shawnee Theater can put on all kinds of different shows. How much has this town worked with the revitalization of, somebody pronounce it for me because you know, and try to bring, I mean, why can't we put a board out there advertising this? And some of these abandoned houses work maybe with a bank or something to get money towards we can, some small businesses could turn this place into like a small little Nashville, where people might be tourists to bring more money into this town to, back up fixing stuff around town instead of constantly, it just keeps going down and down and down. I mean, from the time me and Gary were back in high school in the 90s to now, it's just went that way. And I love my little town, but it's like an empty corner lot up there on 54. It's just got grass in it. I went to a town over in Illinois the other day, driving my truck for the company I work for, and went by it. They laid, like you say, about brick, okay? They had a little thing bricked out and triangle, and they put a little fountain, we had a little fountain in it. You can see a fountain and the name Bloomfield, right? It wasn't on the town, but it had its name right there. Beautiful thing, caught for attractions, catches somebody's eye. I don't understand when you do that stuff. And like you said, drainage of the town, that's what my next thing is, real quickly. In front of my son's house, I got two.
I'm waiting on Duke Energy to tell me what I can do around that pole. Because it's so close to that light pole.
I thought the pole was way over here, and then there's that drain.
There's a
And then-
pole right behind the pole.
Well, that drain right there, in front, beside it right there. I was just wondering, because like I said, I got a 6-year-old granddaughter. It's right now, the hole's sitting at 2.5 feet wide and 2 feet deep. And it just keeps, caving in. And I understand things, but like I said, I'm, like you said, about all these different roads, you're talking about other streets getting paved. I mean, there's some grass is growing under it. So, if the state can provide where the new curbs being in, or these people who's laying our pavement, we're paying money, the town of Bloomfield's paying money for people to lay pavement down for us, then they need to take it down and redo it again, instead of just laying on top of it.
Everything that we are paving is being milled.
All the way down?
To grade.
It's being taken down lower than the amount of pavement that's being put on, so any curb will be more exposed curb.
Yeah, because I mean,
Part of where we're paving, there is no curb.
yeah, I mean, and you
No, I
can
mean,
see
there never was a curb, it just
Oh.
goes straight into a ditch.
yeah, because I went down to seminary, like you said, and there is places on seminary, and it's caving in. And some of that stuff I understand around town. The rule of thumb is, if I'm wrong, I'm sorry, but I thought the rule of thumb is the sidewalk, you can't stop anybody from walking down it, but to replace the sidewalk and everything is your responsibility. I wish that we'd set up an account to where it might cause a little extra taxes to people, but if you explain, hey, this extra tax money is being built into this and it builds over time, then where if somebody's got a sidewalk they want to replace, they'll be able to call town, knock the sidewalk and replace sections of this town sidewalk all over the place. Because there's places in this town you walk and it's more dangerous walking the sidewalk than in the street. And I've got runners and people walk in front of my house every day on the road because the sidewalk's so tore up and falling in. And it's just, you know, because people just can't afford to do that. If there was a fund set up to where people could putting everybody in town, do taxes away like that, you know, $5, $10, and then, hey, this person got real bad, and then Jason would go around, analyze, hey, this is a pretty unsafe sidewalk, we need to take it out and replace it. That's why, that's what's on my mind, sorry, I just.
Thank you for your input.
No problem. Thank you.
Some of those we can look into.
They walk on the street in front of my house. My sidewalk's good,
We're both aware.
Yeah, yes, I do.
Yep. And I have good sidewalk.
My sidewalk's not the best, but, you know, try to make do, and it's fine you're seeing that, so.
And John, one thing I will tell you, someone calls, cause just like we did this 2 or 3 weeks ago, gonna replace the sidewalk. We will remove the old sidewalk.
Yeah, I
free
knew
of
that.
charge.
Yeah, I knew that part, but I'm just saying, building a fund up to, you know, maybe a slight, you know what I mean, increase of whether it be tax or whatever. You know, we're not talking like overwhelming, god awful, but a little bit of funds. And then, you know, it's not replacing all the sidewalks at once, but where it would, maybe you might have a resident complain about the sidewalk and they say, hey, you know, says, well, that's your problem, you know, we don't, but they could take it, you could look at it, and say, yeah, there's some pretty bad spots in it. Because what you wanna do is attract people to Bloomfield, not push them away.
And
Because more people in town,
the other
use their
thing you're
money.
gonna run into is a lot of the sidewalks where they're bad sidewalks. It's because of the tree roots, the tree
Yeah.
in between, the tree has to come out in order to
Yeah,
do
and
the
that
sidewalk.
can happen. I mean,
I'm just,
no, I understand that, and you can explain to the homeowner, hey, we'll replace the sidewalk because out of this fund, but it's either a tree or a sidewalk, and if they don't wanna get rid of the tree, then they're going to have to deal with the sidewalk problem, not you guys, you explain it to them. But if there's nothing involved in that, then yeah, we can go in there, you know, and do that. And to me, that's just making more
user-friendly.
user-friendly, safety, especially with the Apple Festival, people walking to the Apple Festival, you know, and everything, you got sidewalks and this and that, and, you know. I'll admit, my sidewalk in front of my house looks like crap. I won't lie, but, there again, if I had money to do everything, then I shouldn't hit, would be
Like a
one.
Powerball ticket tomorrow night.
Nah, never mind. I don't bet on that kind of stuff, but that was.
If the town had that kind of money, we'd probably build a fixed
Right,
lot.
and you
I mean,
can't-
everything looks good on paper
Yeah.
until you get into the nuts and bolts of it and try to unhash it, and then you get in our position, and you gotta take some of these priorities and deal
You
with
gotta
those first.
prioritize everything, what's in the budget, and that's why I'm just, only reason I was saying that in general. It can't happen overnight, it can't, not instant, but looking into them situations, the only way the town is gonna get more money, obviously, cuts across the board, money comes at federal level, goes down to state, from the state down to local counties, and then down to towns, you know, there's only so much money to go around. And I just look at if you have more businesses or more people wanting to come and live in Bloomfield, it's attractive to them. Then you get more money into the town. I mean, heck, that Brick Street right out here is attractive. Nobody sees them anymore. I would love, me personally, I went to these other towns all over the place. I love, you know, if, right there on Franklin, by two sides of the courthouse was brick instead of blacktop, just for that look. That,
I think most of us probably know that who live in here.
Probably used to
Yeah.
be.
It's under blacktop. It's still there.
Yes.
When we remove a sidewalk, is there a certain time period before the homeowner has to put it back?
No one has ever told me any information that there was a certain time period. But, I mean, generally, within a week to 2 weeks, they have put a sidewalk back in. I mean, like, what I took out up on Franklin, or up on Main Street, it was like a week and a half.
Yeah, well, it's too bad.
I'll let you know of a short piece on mechanic then.
There's a homeowner here on the corner of Seminary and North. They've already contacted me. They're waiting until a little bit later this summer. I'm gonna be tearing the sidewalk out in front of their house. It's about 80 feet, I believe. I wheeled it off whatever day it was, and at the time, she said 6-7 weeks. They're getting 2 or 3 more estimates just to make sure. But
The one I'm talking about, it's a short piece. 1 block east of my house. It was tore out 2-3 months ago. I think there was a sewer issue maybe with the clean out.
Oh, I know where you're talking. Yeah.
I'm wondering if it's waiting for the town to do that.
No, the property owner
Well, I
dug that.
know, but I'm wondering if the property owner is waiting for the town.
I don't know. Cause he should be aware that that is his sidewalk to repair.
Yep. Which, sitting there waiting, so,
How long has it been up?
2 months,
Right
2
at 2
months?
months, right at 2 months.
probably May,
End of May, beginning of June.
yeah.
So curiosity, did the homeowner have it took out to,
The homeowner did it himself, the
He did.
property owner,
he took the chunk out, right?
yes.
Anything else? Alright,
Cause if I'm correct, the one up closer to your house has already been put back, hasn't it?
Closer.
Terry's.
Yeah, I don't think he took anything out.
Yeah, they had to take sidewalk out right beside the alley to when they replaced their sewer line.
Yeah, I think it's back there, it's put back.
I thought it had been, cause I thought cause they had to take the sidewalk from the sidewalk up to the house out also. And I thought that had already been put back also.
I probably would know better if I was walking on the sidewalk instead of the street. wouldn't
No comment.
I? If I knew where we was.
alright, I'll take a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion, we adjourn.
Alright, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. 2-0 carries, we adjourn this meeting. Have a good night, be safe.